Ever since I caught you on that ice, you got no chill, no more.
Are you sick and tired of your eyebrows just being way too bold? And are you highlighting in all the wrong areas? And baby, is your contour not contouring? And are you using way too much product? And you're just downright just out of it and tired of the way your makeup is looking? Well, I got news for you. Stick around and find out.
Hello, ZheBeauties, and welcome back to another episode of ZheBeauty channel, where I am your hostess, Janae. If you're new here, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below so you don't miss out when I upload new videos such as this one. Jumping straight into this video, honey, this is a tips and tricks,
and this is a disclaimer. This is just how I used to do my makeup and how I changed different things within my makeup to make sure that it looks like it does today.
So this is the product of what we have today. It is so cute, it is so me, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, so if you want to learn how to get your signature look, then go ahead and follow along, babe. Go ahead and grab your makeup brushes, your snacks, your tools, whatever else you need, and let's jump right into this video. Okay, so resuming back to where we left off from what you've seen in the very beginning, this is how I originally used to do my eyebrows until I found a better technique for me that helped my eyebrows look more natural and not more bold. And that was the first step I took. The second step I took was applying my concealer in all the wrong areas. Now, the areas that I used to apply my concealer, as you can see, I've applied my concealer halfway all over my face, instead of finding the points of my highlighted areas that I really wanted to highlight within my face and to ensure my more detailed qualities of my face. Now, the third thing, although this might look very perfect and it looks all right, the thing about it is later on, using that much product and then setting powder on top of it is going to make everything look super cakey. And that's just the end result after you apply your setting sprays and just let everything settle into the face. It's going to give you a more cakey look. It might look good for the time being until it didn't look good. Baby, with my contour, you can't tell me nothing. I know I eat. I know it's on. You don't have to tell me nothing about the contour. I honestly love the way I contour, honestly. It's not really one of my struggle points in my face. Although the only thing that I wish that I would have been a little bit more intentional on is whether or not I should bring the contour so close to the forefronts of my face. But look at the blend. Like, it looks so freaking good. I absolutely don't struggle with my contour at all. So if you think you're struggling with something like that, or you're, and 9 times out of 10, it's just the placement. Now, this might be a little bit repetitive, but after I went in with my blush, I used to go in and apply a lot more concealer than I already applied at first on top of the previous concealer I did to highlight my face. So again, you might run into that same issue of it being cakey at the end result. Okay, now jumping straight into the setting powder, I used to go in and set my whole entire face. And when I say set my whole entire face, I literally mean that, from my cupid's bow to my forehead to even lining my jaw lines. Like, I used to go in and go heavy with the setting powder just because I felt like it would give me a nice result. But then this is where I start seeing a little bit of it get cakey, because I would go in with a lot of powders, because I do like to soften my looks up with a lot of powders and different stuff like that. So I would go in with my Physicians Formula powder, my bronzer. Then I'll go in with my blush and set everything in with my blush. Now, one of the major key factors that I changed within doing my under eye was not using a fluffy brush. Like, stop it. Now, going back in with the powders, I did set my face in with a press powder. Now, you might think that is the recipe for a triumph, but it's not. It's a recipe for disaster, because at the end of the day, when you set everything in, it's going to be cakey, because first off, it's too drying. It's a very, very matte look, but I wouldn't say it's very long lasting, just because the powders soak up so much of the moisture in the face. Already the setting powder does that, and then I go over with so many powders, and it just over time it just doesn't last. Now this is the final result of the makeup, and honestly I used to love this makeup look. I used to walk around with it all the time. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it until I started changing and adapting different things within, incorporating different things into my everyday makeup routine to where I found the look that I have today. But back then, looking back, it was good. The only thing I would truly change is the lashes. I love a good bow lash, but I wanted something more complimentary. Okay, so the first shade that I did go in with was my Morphe That's Rich palette. It's the 8R palette, darker orange. And then I went in with my Like Totally palette with the shade Perfection. Okay, so this is the fun part. I already did my eyes and everything. I like to go in with my concealer. I'm using just a little bit on the back of my hand. And this is the brush that I previously used to blend out my concealer for my eyebrows. Now I'm going to go in and tap this right on the lid. I know I have a very small lid space, but I actually like following my lid space and not too much going over it because it insinuates my eyes. It actually brings attention to my eyes. This lid is a little bit shape a little bit differently, so I have to work with my lid. And also, you do know that your face is not symmetrical all the time, so you have to find things that insinuate your face and to best way find which one can even out your face on both sides. So if you know, like my side is a little bit more thicker on this side of my face than this side of my face, so I have to go in with my contour a little bit more deeper on this side of my face just because, child, it's just my favorite side to lay on. As you can tell, this side. Okay, so as I'm applying the gold shade, this is called I Am a Goddess out of the Meredith palette. I'm going to talk a little bit about my eyebrows. How I basically discovered, well, accidentally got my eyebrows, my updated eyebrow routine. So I was on Ulta and I recently wanted to re-up on some eyebrow pencils. When I was ordering my eyebrows, I was like, well, I'm tired of my eyebrows being a little bit too dark. I want to make them a little bit lighter just so they can give a more natural feel to my face. A little bit just to complement, as you can see, it complements my face, of course. It's time for a change within my eyebrows and update my makeup. So I was on Ulta and I went to look at the Morphe pencils because that's the ones I've recently been using. And so I seen the shade Chocolate Mousse. That's usually the shade that I usually always get. Another shade on there, and that shade was Latte. And I was like, okay, maybe I can use Latte and let me see if, you know, it just seemed like a shade off when I seen it on the Ulta app. Okay, this is just a little bit lighter. It's not going to be too bright. I don't want my eyebrows to look like, you know, they're not my brows, you know. That'd be weird. So when I ordered it and I got it shipped to the house, the Latte color, I was like, when I first got it, I was like, okay. And I'm going in with the brown shade because I feel like I like a darkened eye. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of a brown shade, and this is called Speak Easy. I first did my makeup routine and I started to look at the Latte color. I was like, okay, this color is really cute. I think I'm going to start getting the Latte out of the Morphe brow pencil instead of the Chocolate Mousse that I used to get, because the Chocolate Mousse, it was a little bit too dark, and then I'll go in with the pomade and it didn't give my brows a natural feel, and I wanted a natural feel even though I have very thin brows. So here we are with the updated makeup routine. Now when it comes to my eyeshadow, I realized that if you go in with a very fluffy brush through the whole application, not only will you have a seamless blend, but you will also have more flexibility to apply how much eyeshadow you want to apply. Okay, so I had to go ahead and add a wing. It wouldn't be me if I didn't. So I went in with my Nars foundation in the shade Valencia, and I went ahead and applied that to my face. Out Too Faced. I've never used Too Faced before, so they do have these little mini travel concealers. They're so tiny. They're so cute. They're so tiny. Only costed me $16, but girl, I wanted to see how they worked out because I ain't ever used them before, and before I get a concealer or something like that, I just want to know how to use it before, you know, I get one. What do I want to say? Just making sure that I stay right in these areas of my face. Don't want to bring it too much anywhere else. And a little bit on my forehead. But the key to a nice placement, if you turn your face to the side and you see where your cheek form, and I like to keep my highlight right in this area here where it's hollow, so I can brighten and make this part of my face look more plump. Now, for how I used to do it, I used to take the lightest amount of shade, which would be this one, and this is in the shade light beige. I would take my lightest shade of concealer and apply that just all over my face, as you see, as like right here. Like, this is how I would usually do it. If you see me at the beginning of the video, this is how I would usually do it. Now, although this is very effective if you do your makeup like this, but I decided to you know, not use as much product and still get the same result. So this is the technique that I'm using now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start blending this out. I like to go in my T-zone first, and then I can go ahead and blend out the rest of it. I don't usually let it dry down too much, just enough. Just enough, because I'm going to go ahead and go back in and add some more product just to lighten it up. The contour I'm going in with today is my Nars, and this is in the shade Laguna 2 Original. And it's a very creamy, I really, honestly, when I first got this, I was like, okay, I really like how creamy the texture is. Like, if you haven't noticed, I'm a creamy girl when it comes to contour, because I just feel like it blends out a lot more easier. And this matches my contour shade absolutely perfectly. How you can tell your contour shade is usually by your hairline. You can always, at least that's how I figure out mine. So I'm going in with my e.l.f. angled brush, and this is it's from the Chrome edition. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Look how it just blends out. Do you see how that shit blends out like that? Like, that is amazing. Do you see how soft that blends out? And it still adds some dimension to the face. It still sculpts the face like you need it to. Change it to Hush Hush, because I just feel like this to give me the color that I'm looking for. I'm gonna blend this out with my fluffier brush. Light beige. And I'm just gonna keep it right in the center, right in here. Okay, so I went in and blended out that light beige. And on my nose, I just like to do it upwards. And then staying right on those hollow points of my face. So it should give you something, a little bit of something like that. Then the rest of the product, just go in and highlight or whatever I want to do with the rest of the product. Then I'm going in with my Mercier. So I went in with my back of my hands. My Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And I'm going to go in with this bronzer just on my hollow cheek points of my cheeks. Not going to bring it all the way in here, but I am going to stay right up in here and kind of put a little bit on my forehead just to blend everything out. Now with this look, you only want to do small placements and small movements with all of it, because honestly, you want to make sure that everything is well blended. The whole point of this, and using smaller amounts and softer products to best complement your face. So I went in with my Juvia's Place, but I went in with my Morphe blush palette, and I just went in with an orange and a pink and kind of used those contrast colors together. And I'm just staying right on the temple area where my blush is. If you turn to the side and you really work with your angles of your face, you can really see where you need to target your application. All right, I know I still look a little crazy because I got some makeup in my hair and stuff, but you're starting to get the vision, babe. You're starting to get the vision, okay? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can always go in with a fluffy brush. Use fluffy brush to blend out your contour. Use a fluffy brush to blend out your, especially if you want that airbrush look. Go in with a very fluffy brush through your whole application, and you will be able to get that fluffy brush, that airbrush feel that you're looking for. So I did go in with my Maliani setting spray for a natural finish, and then I went in with my Morphe continuous spray. Now I like to take a powder puff and go in and just really pat all of that product and the setting powder back into the skin. I'm taking my Maybelline Fit Me, and this is in the shade Buff Beige. It's super light. This is actually not my shade. it's actually not my shade, but it'll be great for a highlight color. I actually accidentally grabbed the wrong shade. See, it's great for a highlight color. Last step I'm going to take is my Havana powder with my very fluffy brush, and I'm just going to gently go all over my face. It's just to blend everything out. That's usually how you get a nice look with everything well blended. Take my Morphe palette with these two shades of blush, and then I just like to go back over it. So I have to go do something to my hair, but I am back. Now it's time to do this last thing, which is the detail. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Sky High mascara and do my bottom lashes. Okay, so I went ahead and did my lip combo. Tried this new Revlon shade that I got. It's in this shade Fairy Tale. It's like this. Remember I said I wanted a new bubblegum type pink, so I decided to find one. Honestly, this is the Revlon one, but oh, it's kind of cute. It smells so good. It's so pretty. Look at that. It makes me want to apply more. It's so pretty. Oh my god, that is so cute. Go in with my lip gloss because I just feel like it needs some gloss. Pretty much this is the final look. Okay, ZheBeauty, so this is the final look. I'm super excited how this came out because it is so freaking cute. Like, oh my god. So these are some tips and tricks that I use to get my makeup to look like this. Now these might be major changes to my huge changes, major changes to my makeup routine, and they actually elevated my makeup routine. But these are some things that might can help you. Just a recap, let's go ahead and just do a recap. With the eyebrows, I went from a darker shade to a very lighter shade of eyebrow, just so my eyebrow can look very much natural. I changed the tool that I used on my eyeshadow just so that my eyeshadow can be very airbrush, very fluffy, just to give me a very smooth and well blended look all around. And also Same thing with my tools with contouring and highlighting. I found out that using a brush and using a fluffy brush when blending out my contour, it gave me a more airbrush look, as well as using it for my liquid blush. Usually they say go in with a dense brush, but I just feel like the bristles are more flexible, so it doesn't really stretch the makeup as much. Using a dense brush, it basically makes the makeup look too harsh on my skin, and I don't really want my makeup to be very, very harsh. I want it to look very soft, very seamless, and very smooth as it does now. So honestly, I really enjoyed the look and the changes that I've made. I decided to go in with a lighter brown when it came to my lip combo. I still will probably use a darker brown here and there, but for now I did go in with a lighter brown for the lip shade as well. Look up close. Look how everything just melts like butter. You know, it took me a while to figure out what problem areas I was having within my makeup, but overall, child, I love the changes that I made. And if you were struggling with something like this within your makeup routine, if you're a beginner or you're just been in makeup for a while and you can't seem to just figure out what it is, I hope this video was very beneficial to you in any type of way. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below so you don't miss out when I upload new videos such as this one. Don't forget, beauty is not to be judged but to be celebrated, because living is truly a lifestyle. Now, see you girlies and guys next time, and be sure to check out some more of my videos, and don't forget to click the links in the description box down below so you can get the products out my Amazon storefront, so we can all walk around here looking like baddies, okay? Period. Now, bye.
Ever since I caught you on that ice, you got no chill.